Robinhood Capitalist. I'm your host, DJ Flores. With me, as always, is my coach, Coach Stacy B. We are here for episode number, are we on number five now? We are
Number
five,
five.
guys.
Yeah.
Five. So give me a high five through the screen, y'all. We are number five. Hey, thanks, Coach. Number five, we do have our special guest who will be coming out here shortly, Jose Castaneda, Castaneda Marketing. Good friend. I got to meet him just through work and experience, so we'll get to share a little bit. But amazing guy. You can tell his heart and his personality just through him. So you guys will be pleased. We're going to talk all about marketing and focus just on really the key where I feel and we kind of ran it behind stage with Coach Stacy B, and he confirmed new businesses, most small businesses and new businesses really struggle in this area. So we really want to fine tune on just some low budget marketing ideas that will help you guys take yourself to the next level. And to kind of share why marketing is so big to me, I have a video I'm going to share once my computer starts to speed up. Sorry, y'all, it's so bad right now. Um, but once it does speed up, have a video from Gary Vee that I'm going to share. It's very, very quick, few second video, and then we'll hit you with the intro, and we'll be ready to go. So here we go, Gary Vee on marketing.
Let's go.
Is the biggest driver to business results in the world. Sales is amazing and I love being a salesman, but sales is just bad marketing. Marketing is the most important thing in the world.
All right, and once my intro gets ready, we should start here soon. All right, here we go.
You get one heartbeat song. Take it seriously. This is your masterpiece. Don't forget to dream and taste the colors in the air you breathe. It's your masterpiece. Go ahead and feel it all. Don't stop till it is beautiful. Don't stop till it is beautiful. Don't stop till it is beautiful.
Remember, y'all, just like the song says, you got one heartbeat, don't stop till it's beautiful. We're going to bring out our guest and we'll start talking marketing. And let's bring him out, Jose Castaneda. How are you doing, sir?
Welcome.
I'm doing fantastic, and also wanted to say buenos dias, good morning. I'm in San Clemente, California, beautiful San Clemente. And I want to take this opportunity to say a special hello to Elan Wynn because she wanted to say, she said, please tell the word pineapple. I don't know what type of word is that. So I just want to say hello to her. Yeah, beautiful girl.
All right.
Is my girl. But anyway, yes, let's talk about marketing. Marketing is extremely important. You know, it's the gasoline for any business. Without marketing, nobody knows that you exist. You have to do marketing. You have to tell people you're alive, you exist. Like Gary Vee said, sales is bad marketing. When I train salespeople, the first thing I tell them, my first slide says, stop selling. It's not about sales. It's
Yes.
about providing the solution that you have for them. Like in marketing, advertising, people don't really read ads. They read solutions. Sometimes the solution happens to be your marketing or your advertising. But thank you guys for inviting me to this. I hope that your audience is going to get something valuable here. My goal is that they can grow their business. Hopefully, the information I'm going to provide them is going to help them do that. So let's chat any topic. I prefer that the audience is the one that dictates what they want to know. One last thing that I want to say: when I moved to the United States about 30 years ago, I caught this disease that is called accent. So I can't get rid of it. Good news, It's not contagious, but the other good news is it's going to make you pay attention because I might say some words that you will say, nah, that's not how you say it. So with that, thank you again. I'm here for you guys.
Oh man. So
Awesome.
so Stacy, you want to start?
Well, I know what your first question is to everyone. So,
Yeah.
Jose, we always start with this question: Are you happy?
Extremely, extremely happy.
Yes.
Because if I'm not happy, by the way, that's one of the things that I ask people. I don't ask them, hey, what do you do? What do you work? Whatever. I always ask them, hey, are you happy? Because also to my kids, I ask them the same thing, if they're happy. Because if you're happy, you're going to perform better on everything. You're going to have a good attitude. Everything is going to work out better. One of the things that I do, and I think I mentioned this to DJ, in the mornings, I try to get up super early. I love sunrises, and I go for a walk. And that's the time that I'm grateful that I'm alive, that I have another day to service people, to provide some sort of service. And also is the opportunity to reflect, to see how you're going to have the best day of your life. Because what matters is right now. We don't know what's happening tomorrow. We don't know what happened in 30 minutes. So right now, I'm going to enjoy this tremendously.
Super. That's
How about
fantastic.
you? Are
And you
you
said
happy?
I'm extremely happy to be here and ready to learn too. So you said you moved to the U.S. 30 years ago. Where from? And is there more to that story?
Oh, we'll need another podcast for that. But I'm from Lima, Peru. I was born in the mountains of Peru, which is fantastic for me because that means I have big lungs. And I can't, like I was mentioning to you guys earlier, I'm a surfer as well. I love surfing. That's my drug. I like to go out there and I think entrepreneurial is like surfing. You have to go and look at the waves. You have to go and look at what surfer you're going to use. You have to learn the conditions. Same in business. You have to look what the market is telling you. You have to recharge. You have to re-strategize. Or you have to change your messaging. You have to change your approach. You can just sit there and say, I hope the clients come. No, you have to have a marketing plan because without a plan, any business that you have, that you dream to have a business, without a plan, is just a dream. You have to have a marketing plan. The most important thing also is that when you have a marketing plan, it's not just to go and have your plan. Oh, this is fantastic. I have all the strategies, everything, and then you put it on a drawer. No, you have to look at the plan. You have to readjust. You have to measure. You have to track. You have to improve as you go because that's what is going to make your plan very effective and implement flawlessly. Really put an effort in that, which is some of the other things that we can talk about, DJ. A lot of people ask me, how much it's going to cost me to do a marketing plan? And I go, it's going to cost you zero. And they go, it's not going to cost me anything? I go, I didn't say it's going to cost you. It's going to be an investment. You have to invest in your company. You have to really dive in and see who is your ideal client, who is your best target audience, who is the market that you want to approach, what channels are you going to utilize to do your marketing tactics out there. I like to kind of like compare marketing to when you throw a party in your house. When you throw a party in your house, one, you don't invite everybody. You invite the people that you want to come to your party. Also, you don't just use one avenue to invite people to your party. Some ones, you're going to have to make a phone call. Some, you send them a text. Some, you send them an email. Some, you send them an invitation. Also, you prepare for your party. Don't you just throw a party and say, I hope they like this, because maybe your friends are going to be vegans. And then you send them an invitation and say, hey, come to my barbecue. How many are going to show up? So the point there is that throw a party that people are going to really like. Throw a party for your business. So that way, when they come to your party, not only they want to come to the next party you're going to throw, but also they want to bring their friends, their relatives, their neighbors, everybody to their party. Have you ever thought a very good party? And then when you plan the next party, then they go and say, hey, DJ, can I bring my cousin to your party this time? You absolutely come over. you know. And in the same way, this is where a lot of people or businesses don't take advantage. There are a lot of things that are called low-hanging fruit. Same as when you throw a party in your house, you make sure that the bathrooms are working, your house is clean. When your friends come over, you greet them, you make them feel welcome. Do the same thing in your business, you know, because marketing doesn't sell. Marketing communicates. So what basically marketing is doing is telling people, is telling you, hey, when somebody calls you, when somebody replies to your email or to your social media or to your digital marketing, when they reply to you, they're not saying, okay, I'm buying. No, they're saying, hey, your marketing work. Now sell me, or now tell me what solution you're offering. Tell me how wonderful your product is, how wonderful your service is.
Mhm.
And this, the low hanging fruit that I was talking about, is what I call effort. Doesn't cost anything to answer the phone professionally. Doesn't cost you anything to tell your customers thank you for having here my retail location or buying my product. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just effort.
Mhm.
So find those things that are really going to connect with your clients, and your clients not only are going to love you, also they're going to be repeat clients, and they're going to bring the referrals. Um, I don't laugh, but I find it amusing when I hear people telling their clients, "Hey, refer me to your friends, refer me to to your neighbors." They're not going to. You refer the business when you're satisfied with the business. I have a mechanic, for example, and I drive 45 minutes to go see this mechanic because he's fantastic. And he never tells me, refer me to your friends, to your neighbors, or to your loved ones. I do it automatically. And the reason why I do it automatically is because not only is my way of saying thank you to him for taking such a good care of my car or my truck, I have a truck, of my truck, but also it's a way of me telling my friends or my loved ones, hey, this person will do great things for your car, for your truck, whatever you're driving, because I want my loved ones to have the same thing that I receive.
Now,
So
now I want to unpack some of the stuff you touched on there because you hit so much. Some things you touched on though that really I think where most people miss in the beginning is knowing their audience or even like figuring out what their audience is. Like who do you want to sell to? I think we get lost in the idea that we have to sell to everybody. No, because not everybody's going to buy, and you don't want to sell to everybody anyways because there are some customers that you just don't want to deal with. And so figuring out like who is that customer and who is your avatar or your ICP, ideal client profile, that is you're targeting to. But then you also, one thing I love the way you tied it to partying and throwing a party. Like that is the greatest example ever. But was
Yeah,
messaging.
we when it
Messaging.
started with tying it to surfing, so the tying it to surfing and then a party, it's all
Yes,
good.
life is
exactly.
good.
But
Yeah.
it was so it was your audience and messaging. Those are the two things that I really want to kind of touch more on because and go deeper with the obviously build. So what is your strategy to your either building your ICP or your avatar, who you're going to target? Who is your market?
Well, more than that is I have this consulting business, marketing business. So I concentrate on helping small businesses, mid-sized businesses. The reason why I'm doing that is because I have worked for big corporations. I work for Walt Disney Company, for H&R Block, Miller Brand Company. So now that I have all this experience, I want to give back. And I understand that the small businesses, they have limited dollars, limited budget. Okay. So for them, it's critical to reach the right audience. So the first question that I ask them when they try to consult my services is, why are you in business? Why are you doing this? And the point that I'm trying to drive there is that whatever they have, they need to think of the client. They don't need to think of themselves. For example, if I love the color red and I want to paint my office or my business red, by the audience that I'm trying to target, hates red. I should not be painting red. So one, find out those clients that you really like, that you really love, multiply those, create surveys, interview them, make sure that they're happy with your service. So don't just sell them and then forget about it. We have this great tool, CRM. CRM can provide us everything. And one of the things that I will highly recommend is become the friend with the expertise. So when you see me out in the streets, or when you see me work with a client, they say, here's my friend Jose. He's an expert in marketing. So that's what makes a difference when you find the right client, the right audience, because those are the ones that are going to benefit from your service. So it's about why you're in business, who are you doing this for, and do everything, interview them, make those research to find out, and always improve, always improve. Things change, like, for example, now everybody's doing a lot of things online. So maybe there can be a competitive edge that you don't just do online, you also offer delivery services, that kind of stuff, or come here, happy hour.
So a lot of people that are attracted to this podcast and ones like it are just kind of maybe thinking about starting their own business, or they've just recently started. And one of the big fears is, a lot of us, myself included, I love what I do, and that's why I started the business I started. But my biggest fear coming in was, well, I've never had to get my own audience before for speaking or training or coaching engagements. And so the marketing piece of it was very frightening. So how do you kind of ease some of us that might be newer or just thinking about getting started into the idea of marketing for ourselves?
I'm not trying to sell myself, but I will highly recommend hire a professional, because that way you will be guided in the right direction. You will not be going blindfolded. You will not be guessing. And then with that professional in marketing, advertising, sales can come and really create a plan. You need to have a plan. And then you determine your objectives. They're going to be based on your budget. That's one of the things that I also look into the budget. Those are the two questions that I ask my clients. I go, okay, what do you want to accomplish? How much money do you have to accomplish this? I'm going to throw in the party scenario, or the party comparison again, analogy, whatever we want to call it, is that you can throw a party, and if your budget allows you to do a barbecue with filet mignon, fantastic. But if your budget doesn't allow you to do that, you can still throw a party with hamburgers. So always look at your objectives, always look at your budget, and have a marketing plan. With a marketing plan, and a professional is going to allow you to save money, because you're going to be very on targeted. You're going to be utilizing the right tools, and you're going to be utilizing them correctly. It's not about just posting and getting the likes. It's about engaging with your customers. You want to create that engagement. And I said also the thing, don't advertise your product or service. Advertise the solution your product and service provides. Because we don't read ads. We just happens to see a solution that happens to be your ad.
Yeah. So we're being the expert, we're bringing value, and we're bringing value within our own budget and with our own means. And so you're right, there are lots of opportunities to do that now more than ever. And with so many people taking advantage of the gig economy, and there's just not a lot of dollars for marketing budgets. So are there any specifics on techniques that you recommend people start out with, or products, maybe digital products or things they get into?
Well, the first thing I always do is try to identify things that would not require a budget. There are a lot of things that don't require a budget, and that's what I call effort. So we first identify those efforts that you can do. Have your office clean, greet them properly, have your information, have the sign that says that open. Because it was done a study that it costs a lot of money to do this study. And they come out with a result that when the sign says is lit up that says open, you get more clients when you don't turn the switch on.
Go figure.
So the point is, be ready for your clients, be ready for having those efforts put in place. Once you identify all those things that will bring those clients and providing that great experience, which, by the way, providing a great experience is something that can make you overcome the competition or beat the competition, which in my opinion, competition doesn't exist if you don't give your clients a reason to go to the competition.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you have you identify all those efforts that will not cost you any money, then you can start doing organic postings. That doesn't cost you money. Unfortunately, all the social media platforms, all the digital marketing platforms also, they work based on algorithms. And if you're not paying to play, they're not gonna put you at the top. So, but that organic postings can give you a way of also measuring or testing some of the advertising you're gonna be doing out there. Therefore, I always recommend do A and B testing before you go into paid advertisement. So advertising A, it will have a great headline and a beautiful picture and then the phone number. Advertising B probably will have an offer and it will have a video. And then you see which one is providing you the best results. And then based on that, then that's the one that you use for pay advertisement. So you can do effort, organic, and then pay advertisement. And then when you do the pay advertisement, you need to also make sure that you're at the right channels. Earlier, I mentioned that when you throw a party at your house, you don't just send an email and then everybody's going to be happy you communicated that way. I send an email to my mom. Not only will she not show up, but she will also come with a chancla and give me the head. So you need to really know your audience. Know your audience, know who you're doing this for, and do it well. I want to share something because I think it's very important. And this is something that I learned when I was working at Disney. They are the best company, in my opinion, on customer service, on customer satisfaction, which is something that creates retention, creates repeat business, creates more people coming in because the referral expands tremendously. They have, when you walk into the park at Disneyland, they have what they call interceptors. You think they're coming to give you a survey? No, they want to make sure that you're coming happy to the park because their promise is the happiest place on earth, not the grumpiest place on earth. So they kind of start you, they're trained to do that. And if they see you coming in with your family and you are with this face that you know you're hating life, that you're going to be coming into the park and you know you're going to be in line and you're going to be, miserable because the day before you play soccer and you sprain your ankle. So they intercept you because they notice you're not happy. They intercept you, they do a little question here, and then they ask you, oh, are you okay? We noticed that you're not too happy. Well, I played soccer yesterday, and I sprained my ankle, but I already promised my kids that I'm coming over, so I have to do it, and I'm going to be suffering the whole day. They go, no, hold on a second. They go and they bring a wheelchair. Then they told you, with this wheelchair, you can be in front of a line, which, by the way, this is a tip for everybody. They want to go to the park and don't stay in line. So they put you in the wheelchair, you have VIP treatment, first on the line. The point is now you're happy as a clown. I know that it's not the right expression, but for me, it is. That's how I like it. That's how I say it. Happy as a clown. You walk into the park in a wheelchair, you're the king of the world. The same thing they do when they exit the park. And if they notice, for example, a little girl that is crying and the dad, the mom cannot control her, then they approach them and they find out that the little girl lost one of the dolls that they purchased, one of the staff animals that they purchased. Not only they replace that for them, but also they send them a note, they bring the character, they change their attitude. So they want everybody to come with a great attitude. your employees, your clients, if everything has or is there with a great attitude, everybody's going to be happy. Like you were saying earlier, are you happy? Everybody's going to be happy and going to enjoy tremendously the whole thing. Which, by the way, I don't know if you know this or not, if you assign a number to each letter on the word attitude, A being 1 and so on, if you add all of those, comes up to 100. Money doesn't do that. Joy doesn't do that. No other word besides attitude is going to give you 100% satisfaction in life. It's going to give you 100% of yourself to everybody. So have the best attitude on everything, and your life is going to be beautiful. Pass that to everybody.
Uh,
So I've got an old walking boot from a prior injury sitting over in the corner. I'm going to reserve it for the next Disney visit.
Yeah. No, but it's true. That's what it is. We are inviting. It's like your guests coming to your house to a party. You're inviting them to have a good time.
Yeah.
You're inviting them to really remember that moment. So when they come to your office, when they come to your pencil, when they use your services, make sure that they have such a great experience. They're going to talk about it positively, instead of they're going to talk about it and convince everybody not to come and see you. And the good news is that
So
everybody.
a lot of this is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but a lot of this is what we teach us as four walls marketing, because everything they hear, everything they see, everything they smell, everything within that four walls or whatever your four walls are, whether it's real or virtual, everything that's a part of that creates the experience. And so I'm right on board. If you can create an experience that they go back and on their own tell people about it, you're winning.
You're winning. Most important, your clients are winning.
well, now to throw back to you guys, because I agree completely, but I believe that, so the buzzword thrown around a lot is value. Got to add value, 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 but nobody explains what that means. I think the value is the experience. That is where you can really bring value to anything you do, service or product, is like you're saying, is that experience. What from the start of the intro to the company to the going along with the company, and then even at the follow up. I think a lot of companies fail there is the follow up. But experience, would you say that experience is, I guess, is really the, even by a lot of standards, just takes a little bit, like you said, attitude and effort. So really, it's just maybe some sweat equity of just going above and beyond, and sending an extra or making a call or a follow up call, or sending or handwriting the on the receipt instead of it being a printed or stamp or something like that. I think those little, they don't cost very much, but
right.
for the customer, for the experience, I
Yeah,
mean, it gives that Disney experience.
I think it's beyond the experience. I think it's how you make me feel.
Mhm.
People will forget anything you tell them. They'll forget everything. But if you make me feel welcome, I will not forget that. If you make me feel that I'm important to you, I'm not going to forget that. And I'm going to talk about that. So it's how you make me feel. If you're in business, make an effort that's free. Plus, it's your obligation, because they're using their hard-earned dollars to come and buy your service, to use your product. So why not? And that's what is going to bring the free marketing, because you're going to have a lot of marketers out there for free. They're going to be talking about your product. They're going to say, how fantastic this guy. Look at this. I mentioned my mechanic again out of nothing, and if you guys will live close to me, I will make sure that you go to that mechanic. He's fantastic. He's amazing, and I have a lot of other companies that I do business with, and that's what I try to do also. I go and build relationship with companies that I do business with, and also when I have a client, I go and I use their service, I use their product, because it's a way of me saying, hey, this is my thank you back to you. Plus, I mystery shop them, so that way I can help them improve. Mystery shop yourself. Make sure that you understand what your clients are going through, so they get a fantastic experience, and then that's gonna make them come back.
Awesome.
I know, Stacy, for example, that you have worked in a tax business. I work at a tax business as well. I work for the H&R Block, and I was amazed that some people will even fly to go and see the tax professional because they knew that they were going to have an amazing business. I have a very, very good friend of mine that he is the president of ATAX. He is fantastic of doing that. That when clients come in and they go into those offices, they are going to be a client for life. So make those clients for life, raving fans. So that's your job.
There are some advantages in just with technology these days. I ran into a lady who had started a tax business last year. I ran into her last year. She started it before, but she moved and was feeling like, oh, I'm gonna have to start all over again. But in reality, in the world of virtual, her business was bigger than ever. She was on track to a 7-figure business with a lot of it being virtual, more than half being virtual from all over where they had lived in the past.
There's such an amazing point that you just made, because with how life is these days, artificial intelligence, you can not only be nationally, you can be internationally. Even if a client moves far away, like for example, let's keep talking about taxes. Sometimes people here in California move to Baja California. However, they pay in dollars. So they still have to cross the border to do the taxes in the United States. How fantastic now that they don't have to do that trip, and they can stay in a Mexico beach and having their beautiful time. And here, you as the person that provides the service can provide the service for them. What a convenience.
Yeah, and it's still an opportunity to provide a memorable experience. It's just delivered. It's a different delivery system, but you still have to focus on delivering an experience just virtually instead of in person. But the tax days were interesting, and most people, when you think of a tax business, you don't really think of exciting marketing wars or things like that. But we had a little fun going up against H&R Block when you were there and doing some local guerrilla style marketing. And so with low and no cost marketing for people, especially that are starting up, J. Conrad Levinson was onto something with the book Guerrilla Marketing. And so what are your thoughts on some of the guerrilla techniques that we have some experience on?
Guerrilla marketing to me was a lot of fun, because it's kind of like going into battle, and that's where you go and you try to go and look for the competition, what they're doing, how you can do better, and we are all looking for getting revenue for the company, getting more clients to come in, so I have to give this to Mr. John Hewitt, who was at the time the founder and president of Jackson Hewitt, that he was extremely, extremely smart in finding locations where H&R Block spent tons of money, tons of energy, effort to find the best location for H&R Block. And what he did was open an office next to us. So he used all that intelligence to go and find that location, and he would open that. I was in charge of the marketing for the whole West Coast. I have about 900 plus retail locations under my belt. So I needed to battle back and say, all right, you want to do that? Let me do something different as well. So I don't know if you're familiar with those huge mobile billboards. So I knew that he will open an office close to us. So my next move, like playing chess, I love playing chess, by the way, playing chess, I will go and say, oh, let me find out, when are you going to have your grand opening? So I went and sent my mobile billboards to go and park the truck in front of his location the day he was having the grand opening. And for some strange reason, that truck broke down that day, that moment, and the driver was instructed to lift the hood and make it look like it was the truck couldn't move. And we have English and Spanish advertisement, which, by the way, the Hispanic market is another segment that everybody should pay attention to. but it will park
Okay.
in there. So all the people that will come to the grand opening will see our message. And on top of that, I will have a marketing ambassador on the truck to go and start passing flyers to everybody that was coming to his grand opening. And I even did an incentive little program that I said, if you go inside the Jackson Hewitt office and you can get a picture of yourself with them doing like this in front of the H&R logo and you eating the sandwich, you get a bonus. So I did a lot of it, and he was a great competitor, a lot of fun to compete with. Then he will come up with something else. So he kept it fun. So, but guerrilla marketing, what it is that you are working with a community, because that's one of the things you're going to do. If you have a retail location, a location people come in, most likely people are going to be coming from the 2-3 mile radius at the most. So you want to make sure that the people know you. When I was doing the training for my guerrilla marketing team, the theme song was the song from Cheers, where everybody knows
Everybody
your
knows
name.
your name.
And
Yes.
that's what I said. That's the plan. Everybody needs to know your name. And the director of the area, which was 10, 15 offices, one of the ways they will track to make sure that they were doing a good job, we will go to different businesses within the mile radius and ask them, hey, do you know Juan? Do you know Philip from an office that is 10 blocks away? Oh, yes, he came over and he gives tax business for all our employees for free. That's it. The point was, if everybody knows your name, they're going to refer you. They're going to tell people about your business. But you have to be sincere in working with your neighbors. And
Yeah.
therefore, the program that came in was the Good Neighbor Program.
Yeah,
Now,
that's a wonderful technique. I did that same thing. I would go and 10 or 20 people at random. I would just say, "Can you tell me where the closest Liberty Tax is?" Just to see if they knew where we were. And then I would ask
Wonderful.
questions about, what can you tell me about them? Are they any good? Something like that. And that would be one of the few days of the year that I wouldn't wear the logo on a piece of clothing. Was when I was just going out asking questions. But that's a great technique for any business owner to kind of use on their own territory to see if their name,
Yeah,
because I'm right there with you. That 10-minute rule, if people want to do business at 10 minutes from where they live or work, that's a
yeah,
valid rule for a lot of
yeah,
businesses.
yeah. Be a
especially
good neighbor.
especially
Yeah.
today.
Especially there. Be a good neighbor. You have businesses all over the place. You can cross marketing, you can cross services. You become a good neighbor in the community. So when people see you, they goes my friend Jose in the community, and he's an expert in marketing. So that's because I'm part of a neighborhood. So do that. Go talk to your neighbors. Go talk to the other businesses. Be out there. Like a politician.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Shake hands and kiss babies.
It's
Now
one
let's
thing
go
to be
to.
a business. It's one thing. It's one thing to be a
Be
business
careful with
that
the
just
kissing
happens to
babies.
be in the community. It's another thing to be a business that's a part of a community. And so that's the goal, is we want to be part of that community that we're in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go for it, DJ. I didn't mean to
Yeah.
override you.
No, no, that's okay. No, and you finished with a great point. But we do have a question from the audience, so I do want to get to that. So Ryan has
No,
a
no
question for
question.
Jose, but I do want to then throw it over to Coach. So Jose, if you want to take it first, but this is from Ryan, and it's a great question. So that's why I wanted to. So he says, "What's one tip for a newer sales rep trying to build rapport?"
Like I was saying, become the friend with the expertise. Don't just try to sell something. Be sincere of what you're offering, what solutions you're offering. Also, find out more about that individual, the company you're going after. Get to know them. Get to know them before you try to sell them something. So you create that. And once you start developing that rapport with that person, not only limited to that person, find out everything about them. Create a CRM. The customer relationship management is a tool that you can find out when their birthday is, when their kids are going to be graduating. Make it a difference. So when you have all that information, all that intelligence, you can even, let's say, a real estate agent, they go out there and they deal with a lot of people on a more personal basis. Can you imagine somebody purchase a house from you, and then 6 months later You send them a note because you know that their son's birthday is in 6 months and they received a note from you. And what a great outcome if it happens that at a moment their sister wants to buy a house. Do you think they're not going to recommend you? They will definitely recommend you because they know that you wanted to provide a sincere service, that you were not just for the money. You wanted to build the relationship with them. Therefore, I said also, don't build database, build relationships, but be sincere about it. Get those clients, get to know them well, get to know their family, get to know their extended family, get to know their neighbors. That's where you can get a lot of business from because they already like you, they already trust you, and they already bought from you. They cost 5 times more to get a new client than an existing client. I'm amazed that when I work with companies that they go, I want new clients. And I go, wait a minute. Let's see how many clients you already have. And then usually they want to grow the business by 2%, 5%, when they already have 85% of clients, they already love you. So let's work with them for them to be our marketing ambassadors for free, because they are going to be the best spokesperson for us, because people are going to hear how we make them feel, what kind of experience they receive from us, that they're going to recommend that. Same way with my mechanic. That guy is, that's just my mechanic, my tax guy, my cleaner, my banker. I put both of my kids in my same bank. It's because it's that relationship that they build. And the same way, if I don't feel that they are building that relationship with me, I'm not staying that long, because I know that they're not going to be looking after my best interest. They're looking after their best interest of making money. So hopefully I answered the question.
I think that was a great answer, Coach. Anything to add to that?
So I'm pretty lucky having joined Focal Point. It was founded by Brian Tracy, and we get to teach from the legacy works of Brian Tracy. And he was as good of a sales trainer as has ever been. And so when I'm teaching our sales training modules, I use his funnel when it comes to personal sales like this. And it's right there. The very first thing, if you're looking at the funnel, 40% of your ability to close is built on relationship. Did you build the relationship or not? 30% is, did you properly identify the need that you're trying to fill? And so that's 40 and 30, 70. So 20% is your presentation that you're going to give. And if you've done all that right, there's only 10% that comes down to closing. And that's what everybody's fear is how do I close? Well, if you built the relationship, properly identified the need, and matched it with the right solution, you don't have to close. You just move on to the next step, because they're going to go forward with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it.
You mentioned also something, Stacey, that for salespeople, the follow-up is so critical important. A lot of people give up on the first call, second call, third call. My approach is, I don't give up until you tell me, hey, you call me one more time, I'm calling the cops. Yeah, because you never know when that need is going to take place. You never know. It might be when you, and don't be a pest, overvalue. For example, I was working on a project that I needed to do a sales approach, and I will have it in my calendar timely, and I will send them useful information about what I was offering them to help them make a better decision in coming in, buying what I was offering. Because people sometimes don't buy because they haven't got all the information that they needed. So if you keep doing the follow-up, and when they say, hey, by the way, I just saw this article on this thing that you wanted to get from me, look, his numbers are keep going up, all the kind of things. This thing that you're saying, the company is, oh, look at this. We just have new people in the company. So those touch points that you're going to make, at one point, they're going to buy from you, because they're like, oh, I better buy from this guy so he can so he can leave me alone.
Yeah. I think if you do that follow up right, you go from being Jose the sales guy to Jose my trusted advisor, because you've done it the right way.
I like to tell. So
And it takes time.
I shared this on the show I was on before. But it's I don't even know where I learned it, but I learned the FU, and it's either you follow up or you're telling your customer FU. Like if you don't follow up, they might they might be wanting that extra call and need that follow up. And it's not just so you're talking about selling and just how many times you're attempting, but I think a lot of people for that where they lose that referral because you were talking a lot about referrals, and I think most people miss out on that. They don't I mean the only way to grow a business is two ways: get more customers or make more from your existing customers. And so when I go to, like you said, I mean, if you know 85% or 80% or 70% or whatever is happy customers, go to those and ask them if they know somebody who wants your service or your product too. If they're happy, anybody they can refer is the easiest way. But I think where they lose that is they don't follow up. There's no follow up at all. They make the sale and it's, hey, bye. But I mean, you can have a customer for life. You keep, you database, CRM. You're talking about that. That's okay. Maybe you're selling this product now. That's one thing. Again, was probably the greatest thing that somebody taught me a long time ago was CRMs and holding on to it, even from my existing customers from other products I sold. Uh, I mean, I have customers for since I've been selling. I sold them something else, but I could sell them what I have now that I believe in too. And that's where I think we lose the point that we are our own business in the end. And I'm going to get to this because
Yeah.
Stacy did talk about, and it was the brand. We buy from people. We don't buy from brands. We don't buy from logos. It's the people. It's really the experience mostly that sells us. It's not a logo or a name or a now, marketing the right way, Gary Vee does defeat this, and he says, most people we could create this. He has a video, and he's f bombing a lot. So, and I know John Hewitt is not a fan of that, so I didn't share that video. But he says, like this Nike shoe, we could create the same Nike shoe, but it's the way that make you feel that, or what you think you feel because of them, and it's more of a status. It's more of a just like an Apple phone. I think, Simon Sinek talks a lot about that as well. But brand,
Absolutely.
again, you are your own
The
business. You are
strategy.
your own CEO. This, Ryan hits it on the head. Clients for life. Still working with the same customer 6 years ago. Two companies ago, people buy from people, not logos. That is where I really, and shout out to Ryan, Logistics Monk. Check out his show Mondays. But it logistics world is where I really kind of was like, wow, why didn't I hold on to all of these other customers? I have all of these customers, and they come right over. Um, and
Yeah.
that's where it really, I guess, connected the dots for me.
Yeah. They already love you. They already know you. They already trust you. Why you will not continue building that? Build that relationship. Don't build the database. That relationship is going to make it.
Yes.
Also, the strategy. You have to do a strategist. Somebody mentioned something about the pain points.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
That's the solutions. We need to provide those solutions for that pain that they're going through. And that's what we look for, when, and pain can be described in different ways. My car is not working properly. There's a pain, and then if I see that somebody is providing the solution that, hey, is your car not working properly? I'm like, I'm going to pay attention to that. It's not about the logo. It's not about the things. It's about what solutions you're offering. And then when they come, remember that
Mhm.
they're saying your marketing worked. And when I say now tell me, what I mean by that is take advantage of that. They are there. Don't miss that opportunity. Create that client for life. And the best time to ask for referrals, you want to ask for the referral, is at the moment that they are happy. Stacy, you know this very well, probably. I was able to get people to do testimonials when they received the refund, because what a best moment to go and say, are you happy with my service? I love you. And then when you go, would you mind? And I don't give them the work, by the way. I created a program, the referral program, because I know they're not going to do it. So I go, oh, do you mind giving me the name of your friends, giving me the name of your relatives, and that I can use your name saying that you recommended me? Absolutely. Call my brother, call my sister. Well, so now I have leads, very solid quality leads. And that's what you want to go for.
Yeah, yeah. When you can feel that emotion is at the right spot, that's a good
It's,
time. That's a good time to say,
that's
who
the
do you
strategy.
know? Who do you know that we could really help? We're here to help as many people as possible.
Yeah,
Who do you know?
that's the strategy.
Oh, wait.
It was
Yeah.
so funny because I created even a postcard, and in the cover of a postcard, it was a beautiful postcard there of a vacation, and it says, "We missed you." And so when you got that in the mail, then people say, "Who misses me?" And in the back, and they say, "Your brother or whatever got a great service from us, and he thinks that you can get a service from here. So we miss your business. Come and use us." Which, by the way, now a lot of people are doing a lot of social media, a lot of digital marketing. They are not paying that much attention to some of the traditional things that we used to do. Thank you cards, postcards, emails. So those are becoming very effective as well. So you have a toolbox. Use the tools properly. Most importantly, learn how to use the tools. They change, especially these days, social media, digital marketing, change on a daily basis. I don't know if you know this or not. For example, um, Instagram allow us to do some things today, but then next day it doesn't allow us to do things or create something new.
Mhm.
So you have to look at those things, and if you don't like social media, if you don't like digital marketing, or you don't like traditional marketing, find somebody that loves doing that, because they're going to do it with a passion, and they're going to do it right, and they're going to know how to use the tool. And then you can use your time for the things that you really want to do, and they will make you happy. Don't burden yourself on things that, God, I hate doing this, is I love doing this, and I want to do this and create this. For me, Excel. I prefer to go and hire somebody that loves doing Excel and give me creativity. Oh, I'll be your best friend, because I love to do it. I like to be creative. I like to come up with new idea, with planning, all kind of things, and really understanding my target audience in the market and what channels I can use. The strategy. I'm a strategist. I like to look at the strategy.
Well, you mentioned attitude equaling 100. The good thing about having that right attitude is the type of marketing we're talking about here. That's what's required, because you got to have a really good attitude to be a good community marketer, a good content marketer, because you've got to come about it with the right intention, it's more effort. It's less money but more effort. So the attitude. I'll give you another John Hewitt saying here. He says the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just that little bit extra at the beginning. And so that's what this type of marketing is. It's just doing that little bit extra kind of legwork.
Yeah, serve it with a heart.
Serve
Really
with a
serve
heart.
it with a heart.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
True.
if you serve it with a heart, that's what is going to make a difference. Not everybody's going to be your client. Not everybody's going to accept it that way. But when you do that, that's what you're going to get back.
Mm.
You're going to get back the same thing. What you put out there comes back to you. So why not?
Yes.
You're in business. Go and do your best. Do your best. And sometimes our best doesn't have to be always 100%. Some days, for example, if I'm gonna knock on wood, if I get sick, yeah, I cannot give you 100%, but I can give you my best. That might would be 80%, but I'm giving you my best. Then when I'm back healthy, then I'll give you 100%. But always aim to give 100%, because that's what is really going to make a difference. Your clients are gonna love you. You're gonna have great clients that they're going to want to do business with you, because they can feel it. And that's what I'm saying, make them feel great, because that's what is going to stay with you. Make memory of things that you have done, and you're going to see that the ones that you remember the most are because they provide you an amazing feeling.
Final thoughts. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want to give, so I think we got 5 minutes. We're down to, so final thoughts. If you guys like this, obviously like and subscribe. Robinhood Capitalist. But Final thoughts, Jose. If you want to take 2 minutes, then Coach, you want to take 2 minutes, and then I'll close this out.
Sounds like a plan. Know why you're in business. Make sure that when you wake up in the morning, you're not waking up saying, God, I have to go to work. No, I'm going to work. I'm going to do this. I love doing this. I can't wait to have a meeting with this person. I'm going to make my phone calls, all kind of things. And so make sure that you know why you're in business. Find that why. Okay. So there's one element that I drive to my clients and I tell them, remember the why you're in business, because that's what is going to, and it can be many things. It can be because you want to provide a better future for your kids. You want to create a legacy. You want to continue doing the things that you do. Like, I don't work. I have a lifestyle. I like to create a lifestyle. What I do for a living, or what makes me put food on my table, is the things that part of my lifestyle do. I'm a surfer. I like to be out there. I have a truck. In the truck, I have a camper, and I'm with my computer working, looking at the waves, beautiful view. How am I going to be in a bad mood having all that working in there? And then I see the wave, close my computer, go surf for a couple of hours, come back, and continue working. That lifestyle, because the clients are going to see. I'm going to transmit that energy to them as well. And the last thing I want to say, not because I'm biased on this, not because I'm Latino, don't ignore the Hispanic market.
Mm-hmm.
The Hispanic market is growing tremendously, and it's going to keep growing. It's a growing machine, because it's not something that grows and that's it. It grows on a daily basis. We get people coming into United States to create a new life. So don't ignore the Hispanic market. And the last thing that I want to say is hire a professional. Don't try to do the things that you don't know how to do. Hire a professional, and that professional is going to do it right for you. It's going to cost you less money, and that's when it's going to become a return on investment. Don't see marketing as an expense. See marketing as an investment, and the right tools will bring you the clients.
Man, that was awesome. I don't know that I can do better than that, DJ. One of the things we talked about as we got started, or actually before we started today, we were talking about new business owners and how this is kind of a fear and a sticking point that we have is the whole marketing aspect of running a business. Because most of the time we start our businesses because we love doing what it is we do. We're operations people. We're operators. We're not necessarily marketers. And so another thing I would just advise you to do is don't wait until you are motivated to do the marketing activities, because that's not how good motivation works. You can't feel your way into acting, but you can act your way into feeling better. Just start doing something. So if you're hesitating on putting that first post out there where you're adding value through social media, if you're hesitating, stop it. Just put one out there. The only way we get better at getting out there is to get out there. And so put yourself out there and start doing some of these marketing activities that we talked about. And then it's kind of what Jose said earlier. You do more of the ones that work and less of the ones that don't. You do the activity, you track it, and you just continue to put your efforts where it's actually working and bringing you business. But the biggest advice that I would agree with here is take the attitude of, if it is to be, it is up to me. And either find out what you can do and do it. And if and he's right, if you feel like this isn't for me, then hire somebody, but it must get done. It must get done. So marketing is not scary. It's a lot of fun. Jump into it and let's build our businesses together. That's why we're here to help.
That is right. Thank you, Jose, for joining us. You gave so much great info. You guys found this info worth value. Obviously, reach out to Jose. Like you said, hire a professional. I have his website down below. Castaneda Marketing. Reach out, hire a professional for your marketing, or at least get some guidance, and hire a coach. Coaches are always needed. Coaches need
And
coaches.
you might even get some surf lessons on the side, is what I hear from Jose there. So yes,
Yeah,
marketing
absolutely.
and surf.
I have a program that I call Come Learn to Surf, so we can talk about marketing. I call it the board meeting. We go out on the surfboard, we'll have our board meeting. So it's
Clever.
fantastic to do it that way. And by the way, when you say about coaching, the best athletes, the best performers all of them are that way because they have a coach.
They have multiple coaches. Usually they got a mindset coach, they got a physical coach, they got a strength coach, they got a weight coach, they got a health coach, they got a this coach. They got a lot of coaches. If you want to reach that level, you need coaches. That's just the truth. Like our song says, like the intro song says, y'all, you got one heartbeat. Don't waste it. Every day is a new day to paint an amazing canvas. Start fresh, start with the right attitude, and just again, attitude and effort. Those are the only two things we can truly control. Everything else is out of our control. So until next time, Robinhood Capitalist, keep feeding the good wolf. We're out, y'all.
Thanks, Jose.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'm always on the red eye. This time around, it's not even about getting paid. I'm just an addict for